A mug of wine.
Do you want wine?
Sure, I'll have a mug of wine. Oh, yes, I can see myself.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh, I need to mute that.
Muted. And now we can just go back to our, wait, oh, I'm doing the thing where
No, don't close that.
No, I'm not closing it. I'm not closing it.
Well,
Back to, yeah,
there you go.
that's what I wanted to see.
Did you mute it on YouTube?
I did.
Okay, cool.
I did. I'm just gonna pull it up here. Oh, there's 10 people watching.
Nice.
Hi, guys.
Well, we also were a little late, so maybe it's that.
We're a little late. But I can pull this up here and also move it here. That way I can see comments and you don't have to reach across. I've got my handy dandy iPad here. Howdy, howdy. Oh, thanks. I like my makeup. It's orange. It's just, that's it. Hi. Hey, guys. We're getting started. We're a little late, but we're here and we're very happy that you're here. And we're going to make some fun cocktails today. We just put up the episode yesterday, so if you haven't listened to it, it's okay. Just hang out, and we're gonna make some cocktails, and you can listen to it later.
I thought you were saying the episode's like, it's okay. The episode's okay.
No, the episode is great. I'm very happy with the episode.
I thought it was a really good one.
It was really, I liked it.
Are we
Yes.
Still? You're a little on
Well,
tilt.
because your
I think
floor is a little.
That's
tilted.
also more tilted.
Yes, but that's your floor.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a tilt to us, but I think
I guess that's right.
it's all
It's
because
fine.
it's all tilted.
So it's fine. Nothing straight here. All right. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to our episode yet, that's fine. As Liz pointed out, it's been up for just a minute.
Just a minute.
It's pretty
Oh, thanks.
Um,
A mug of wine.
Yes, just a little mug of wine.
Yay. Mm.
Hmm.
What kind of wine is this?
It was a rosé from California. That was under $10 a bottle.
That's
So-
my favorite kind.
Me too, right? It's a really good time of year for a $8.99 bottle of rosé.
You, Alex said your shirt has dad energy.
Yeah.
I love this shirt. When I saw you today, I said, you look cool. This is awesome.
Sometimes the same way that I think about I react to the ugly villagers on Animal Crossing is the same way that I shop for clothing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, that's so ugly, I need to love it. But then you wear it. And other people think it's ugly too.
I don't think it's ugly. I think it's
It's
perfect.
fine.
And it goes with your hair.
He does, yeah. Yeah, we do this stuff, but when it's fresh, it's a real good color combo. It's real garish.
Yeah.
Hard to look at. That's what I aim at.
Yay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess, I don't know. Should we make some drinks? We can hang out, but
Yeah, I mean, we can do both.
we'll do both.
Why not both?
Yeah.
So over on the episode, first up, we talked about Ada Coleman, who was a pioneering female bar manager at the Savoy in London from 1903 to 1925. And she is the creator of the Hanky Panky.
The
So
Hanky
we're
Panky.
going to be making a Hanky Panky first.
Mhm. Cool. My baby does the hanky panky. Do you know that song?
Do I know the? Yes, I do.
Okay. I had to, it's, okay. I have a confession. I didn't tell you this when we made the episode, but that song, even before we ever talked about this cocktail, that song is a reoccurring song that is stuck in my head in my life in general. And I don't know why, but I had to question the other day, is that a real song? Or did I just is that just something in my head? Do other people know this song? And I looked it up, it's a real song. It is, but I don't know why it's there.
When we were researching the episode, we discovered that at the time this drink was created, the term hanky panky. I mean, nowadays we think it's It's
Sexy
sexy
time.
times, yeah. But actually, at the time, it was associated more with like witchcraft or magic. So I wonder if that song is.
I think the song is talking about witchcraft.
Okay, I
I
just
don't know
vaguely
why,
tried
but
to
I
look it
think
up
it
and was like,
is.
I'm not gonna find that answer in a timely manner.
Because I don't think it's like my baby does the sexy
My baby
time.
does sex things. That's it. I
think
hate
it's
that
like
song
my-
and I just sang it.
My baby, yeah, I think it's my baby does magic. My baby does that magic.
So that makes that song like appropriate for like a fun Halloween playlist, like a witchy beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know.
It's gonna go on my Halloween playlist now.
And then you can give people that fun fact that it's
Yeah.
not about sexy stuff.
Yeah.
Is that a fun fact? Telling people something is not as sexy as they thought it was?
Is it a sad fact?
Is that a bummer?
I don't know. I guess like I'm trying to. I was about to say I don't know anybody who calls it hanky panky except for like much older folks. So like, is that will they be upset?
If somebody ever used that term seriously towards me in terms of like a sexy
Do
thing,
you want to do?
no, I would assume that they were definitely a vampire and that they actually had ulterior motives to murder me because their language is deeply, deeply outdated.
Yeah, I think it would be like an alien thing.
Or an alien, that's true.
Yeah. Like, you know, the hanky panky. I don't know. Actually. Anyway. Let's make a drink.
We're going to I was gonna now I don't want to say the word. We're gonna do some hanky panky. Ew.
We're gonna make a hanky panky.
We're gonna make the
cocktail.
drink. All right, I need this skull. Thank you. Get that skull. I want this skull. I need this skull. Where's my jigger?
Is that a song?
Well, it's your skull. It's by the Misfits.
Oh.
I want your skull. So I gotta find my jigger.
No, I don't know.
Who is it? Oh, it's over there. It's in front of you.
Oh, it's right here. I was hiding it. No, I wasn't.
It has one of my favorite lyrics in it, which is "Demon I am and face I peel."
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah. The Misfits also wrote one of my other favorite lyrics, which is "An omelet of disease awaits your noontime meal."
Damn. That's poetic.
All right.
Wow.
So,
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
what's in a hanky panky? We've got gin, sweet vermouth, and then just a couple dashes of Fernet. Is that a net? That's it. With an orange twist as the garnish. Yeah, I forget the comedian's name. We talk about it in the episode, but she basically created this drink to as like a pick me up for a very tired, overworked comedy actor. And when you look at the proportions, I mean, it's equal parts sweet vermouth to gin with just like 2 dashes of Fernet. So it's very similar to like an equal parts. I mean, it's like a sweet martini, but equal parts. I think this actually we talked about this on the Pride episode, right? Didn't they make a or no? They made a. We talked about it before, but we've never made one.
Alice is in the chat.
Yeah,
Alice can tell us.
they didn't make a hanky panky, but
No.
we talked about it.
Okay, yeah, we don't. Okay, yes. That's true.
Yeah, so it's in that same wheelhouse of like Manhattan martini, like old school style, like base spirit plus a lot of vermouth. But the Fernet is kind of the thing that kicks it up a notch, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't remember things.
I can't
Don't
remember
ask
things.
me to
It's
remember
very
things.
hot in here. It's that time of year where it's just hot in my apartment all the time.
Yeah, we've been talking about how like remembering what day it is kind of hard right now, and I confess that I knew what day it was at some point today, and then I convinced myself that it was Sunday halfway through the day. I thought it was 2 different days on the same day.
Yeah.
That's just where my head is at. So. Oh. Yeah. Get that Fernet. Do you say Fernet or Fernet?
I say Fernet.
Okay.
I don't know. That's how I've always said it. I guess you pronounce it Fernet in. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I've
don't know
always
either.
been told Fernet.
Yeah, because I also get confused with aquavit, and some people say aquavit too. I guess it doesn't matter because it's you know what you're talking about.
And if you pronounce it Fernet, then you can't say Fernet about it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Fernet.
There's one of my favorite bartenders, one of my buddies. Whenever you're out the door, he offers you a shot of Fernet. And he says, "Would you like to Fernet about it?" It's a
Aw,
very cute little goodbye.
that's adorable. Oh, Alex, coming through with the
Yeah,
memories.
Nathan made a Martinez, but he mentioned that it's close. That's right.
Okay, yes. Yes, we will be making a hanky panky cocktail originated by Ada Coleman.
Yeah, and there are a lot of classic cocktails that Burnette's not seen that often, as much as it's kind of a standard back bar ingredient. It's just a very I was like, we talked about this in the bitters episode. We haven't done a bitters episode. I taught a class on bitters once, and I talked about this. It all runs together. But Fernet is just a style. So this is a particular brand of a Fernet style of Amaro, of a digestive.
Okay.
But Fernet usually implies that it's going to be on the bitter side.
Mm. Good to know. Good to know.
Because the same brand has a Branca Menta, which is nothing like this. It's very light and minty and tastes like a cookie.
Cookie.
Like a cookie. Like a Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, I like Girl Scout cookie.
I know, those big cubes. That's not going to want to serve.
Oh, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah, all of our ice just became an ice.
Woo-doo.
Woo-doo. So this is an ounce and a half of gin, an ounce and a half of sweet vermouth, and two bar spoons of Fernet, 2 teaspoons, I guess you could do. 2 dashes is what it's kind of written down as. It might be more than a teaspoon, but I don't know.
I like the color.
So we're going to put it in the pretty glass so you can see what it's supposed to look like. And then we're going to split it into our glasses so we can share it responsibly.
Safely, yes. Safely. Yeah. That's a nice, thick orange skin.
Yeah.
Like a bookmark.
That's right.
That's right. Which I thought meant something else.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking of
You were thinking of
I was like, that's a thick bookmark.
thickness, not length, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking of depth, not wideness, not width.
Is Mom in here?
Oh yeah, Mary Smurl's here.
Oh, that's right. Mom, you do like aquavit. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mary. Way down there.
All right. There is our hanky panky. Usually served up. You could totally serve it over with all the rocks. All right.
That's what a hanky panky looks like. That's the magic.
Here you go. Now I gotta split this up without being total messes. You know what? I'm gonna let you do that because I'm gonna clean the steering.
Okay. They're gonna let me make the mess.
Yeah.
Because you know that I'm gonna make a mess.
Well, I would have too.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, look, you did a great job.
Did I spill any?
No.
I didn't. Yay. Oh, yes. Yay. Yay. Like making it a new orange twist. Yeah. Haven't practiced this in a while.
Be careful.
Be careful. I'll be careful.
Okay.
Oh no, I messed it up.
That little bit of juicy bit won't get you.
Nah. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Yay! Now we get to try it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't say I've actually ever had this drink.
I've never had it. Ooh. Oh. You know what?
Dig that. That's really nice.
That is nice.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was expecting it to be sweeter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little bit more bitter, and I like that.
That Fernet really, you really get the Fernet bitterness on the end. Like it finishes nice, long, and bitter, but it's very sweet up front. Like it feels like a really nicely balanced drink.
Yeah.
Kind of get everything going on there. And I mean, full disclosure, I don't love Fernet as much as I love bitter things. It's kind of just not my go-to. But this is it's very Fernet forward. So if you do like Fernet, I think you dig this drink. It just kind of like levels up against the bitterness, a really nice sweet backbone. You know.
Yes. Oh. By Jove, that's the hanky panky.
That's right. That's what he said.
That's what
That's
he
the
said.
quote. That's what the comedian said when he tried it.
That's the magic stuff.
Yeah.
Magic. Yummy. Okay. Nice.
What's going on in the chat before we move on?
Hello, hello, hello. Here, so that we don't look down.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up here. Hey. Okay. Caleb says aquavit. I like that. Aquavit.
I've definitely heard some bartenders pronounce it in a way that just sounds really cool, but not a thing I can reproduce. Like aquavit. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, can vodka be substituted for gin? Your mom asked.
Of course you did. Yeah, you could substitute vodka for gin in this. I mean, I will say I think this is one that vodka is going to work better in because the gin is bringing like that. I mean, it's bringing an herbal quality to the table that layers with the herbal quality of Fernet. So I think it'll taste better with gin than vodka because vodka doesn't bring a lot to the table. But I would probably actually say try it with your aquavit before you try it with vodka. You like that?
Yes. Did we miss anybody? Oh, you know what? Drew said something that I think you said earlier
Oh my gosh.
too about the days. Wow, that's so funny.
We said the same thing.
They said the same thing. There are only 3 days now. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Everything else is too much of a bother. Yeah,
This is true.
it's hard to know what day it is for sure. I don't. Most of the time, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't even pretend to entertain the thought of when it might end now. I think that's it's just not good to think in that terms. Not like I think it'll go on forever. It's just I just don't think about that. We just don't think about that up here.
Take it one day at a time, I say. Take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
And that's why I never know what day of the week it is.
Some days the post office is open. That's about the only time it seems to matter.
And that's what it was, because today I had reasons to go to the post office and woke up saying, I'm going to go to the post office. And then halfway through the day decided it was Sunday and I couldn't go. But, it's not really a funny anecdote. It's just what happened in my head.
But that's I don't know. Some places still abide by time. Although I guess a lot of places seem to kind of have adopted, like a lot of my buddies' bars that have reopened have adopted this, like we might be open 5 days a week, maybe 4. Yesterday, just gotta I follow a lot of them on like social media and stuff, and they're like, it's gonna rain, we're gonna close. And today they're like, it's gonna rain today, we're gonna close. Wait, no, it's not raining, we're open now. It's like that's fine.
I think people I wonder are people just like hanging out? Like, nah, just like go to the restaurant and if I feel like letting people in, which is I think that's totally cool. That's your call. Like because it's all
For our to-go sales, we've had days like that where I'll show up to batch, but then someone will come through that just really wants to talk and connect with somebody on our very small 3-person crew that sells to go. And it's like, you know what? We'll sell tomorrow. Let's see how you're doing today. No one knows what we're doing anymore, so we don't have to do anything.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess it's if people come up and I feel like I just go around sometimes hey, are you no? Okay, you guys are just hanging out. All right, okay, go to the next place.
Yeah. I think it's also part of it's too everybody's priorities have just massively shifted. I know mine have. And I think if you were here through April, they must have, because now it's just like, I don't know. I want to make sure everybody's okay. I want to be able to like, pay my rent and stuff. That's great. But like mainly I just want to make sure that everybody's safe and good. So like being a productive member of the economy is not my main concern. Making sure that me and mine are safe. And it's hard to I keep thinking about like how am I gonna reprogram my brain to go back to that? Like prioritizing my
Hustling?
yeah, like my offerings to the economy. How am I going to get back in that mindset? Because we all live there as professionals. It's like adults that support ourselves. I don't know. What if we just didn't go back?
That's
right?
not.
What if
Capitalism sucks.
We're just like, you office people just fight for a 4-day work week. Like, that's cool. Just,
Yeah,
work from
man.
home if you can.
Yes, keep working
Quality
from
of
home
life.
forever. Capitalism is evil. Could you substitute Campari for Fernet? Both are bitter. I'm not sure if they're close enough to do that.
Well, wait. Well, if you had gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari, you would have just a slightly different you'd have a slightly different portion Negroni.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you could.
You could, and I think that would be interesting to try, especially if you're like me and I find Negronis to be a little too Campari forward. Honestly, it might work really well. It might, just equal parts gin and sweet vermouth. You might like you might want to bring down the sweet vermouth a little to bring it in balance with the Campari, because I would say that Campari, while it is bitter, they both have a lot of sweetness. Fernet and Campari both a lot of residual sugar, a lot of sugar in both of them. But I feel like on the palate, you get more sweet from Campari than you get bitter, and Fernet's kind of the reverse. You get more bitter than you get sweet. So you might want to like play around with the sweet vermouth and Campari amounts. But like I said, you're knocking on a Negroni's door there. So you're basically, that's those three same ingredients make up a Negroni, but you can change the proportions. And as we've learned, really just changing proportions, you can make an entirely different drink. So
yeah,
if you make a mimosa with slightly less orange juice, you just get to call it something entirely different. What was the hotel? Some hotel did that. It was somewhere in France. They made it a whole other type of mimosa. Anyway, yeah. If you try it out, let me know. But that's you can't go wrong there, because you're between a sweet martini and a Negroni. So
yeah, nice. Well, Michael,
right.
I'm sorry that no one wears masks in the hospital. That's scary.
Of all places.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Damn. In Oklahoma?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's very scary.
Stay safe.
Protect yourself.
That's a silly thing to say. Stay safe. I hope you can find a way to protect yourself. And that sucks that the system's not helping you.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry. Yeah, they take them off all the time. That is, guys, it's rough. It's very rough.
I really because I hear the complaints about like, well, it's hard to breathe in or whatever, and like I get that, but like I run like 5 to 6 miles every day, and we're having like a little heat wave up in New York, and I'll be honest, when it gets sweaty, it's like it's a whole other aspect. But you know what? I keep it on and I breathe my way through it, and if I can run 6 miles in 90-degree weather in a mask, you can handle 15 minutes in a Walmart, buddy. You can. I know you can.
Yeah, and we're not talking to you guys. We know that you are doing your best, and there are people around you that you can't avoid, and that's who we're talking to. Unfortunately, they're not here. They won't hear us. But.
No. You don't think they would listen to a booze cast? I was hoping rub them in with the alcohol and then hit them with the facts, but
I don't know. We'll get there someday.
All right,
buddy.
Speaking of people that got there,
yeah. Okay.
Let's move on to our next drink.
Yeah. So I thought this was really cool. Taylor suggested doing a bijou. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
A bijou, which is a drink that I've never heard of before, but it's named because it means jewel.
Yes, it's French for jewel.
Okay, cool. And but we thought, we want to do something special for Jewel. The other person that we talked about on the podcast is Jewel Thais Williams, who started Jewel's Catch One, ran a disco in LA for 41 years, and is a Black lesbian woman and fucking beat the odds and fought the cops to stay open and fought people in like the West Hollywood area that didn't support her and supported her community. And she's a fucking badass.
Wow.
But
And this is, I mean, I didn't know this till Liz told me. Like, there were rules or laws at the time in California that the only way that a woman could work behind a bar was to own it.
yeah,
Like, female bartenders weren't allowed at the time, and this was in the 70s.
yeah, that was 1973.
Like this, so we're talking like the 20s, right? Like, nope, 70s.
Because there were so there's like a whole crazy history of like women bartending in America that like they were bartending from like the 1900s or like from the 1920s. Actually, don't quote me on that because I can't recall. But up until World War II, when the guys came back after that, like a lot of other jobs that had been filled by women, they wanted their jobs back or they wanted employment, and the bar union lobbied to make laws that women couldn't bartend anymore or couldn't keep bar, couldn't serve alcohol. And those were like individually by state. It wasn't like a federal law. It was just like within state laws, which is why it's kind of hard to trace the history. I mean, I'm sure you can find it. That's a research for another day for me. I just got like into it to find out what was going on, because basically what happened was there was a Supreme Court ruling that said that you could fight the law. Like you could bring a class action or like a lawsuit against discriminatory laws like that, but it's state by state. So it wasn't like there was never a federal law, and there was also never like a federal mandate to say like, yeah, no, you can't discriminate against women. It probably ended up being part of like maybe eventually part of like the Civil Rights Act, I would assume, because the Civil Rights Act like opened a lot of doors for a lot of different people. So I'd be interested to find out more about that history. But what I do know is in 1973, still, a woman could not bartend unless she owned the place, which is kind of crazy.
That's such a funny jump to make. That's like saying you can't have a sailboat unless you have a cruise ship.
Yeah.
That's not a direct analogy. All of my analogies are based in boats, so I have to work with it. Yeah, like to say, if you took out all of the like non-male bartenders that are not bar owners right now, like our proportions, I think, would drop back to like the crazy number that I talked about with Ada Coleman, which was 375 men for every woman bartending in the field. Like I think those probably similar numbers for like non-male bar owners in the country. So anyway,
yeah, it was crazy.
Jules definitely fought against the tide to have a place of her own and get to bartend at a bar that she owned.
Yeah. I mean, she did everything there. She was really a badass. If you haven't checked out the episode, check it out. But also there's a documentary on Netflix called, I think it's just called Jewel's Catch One. But it's got a really like some really cool interviews in it. There's also the Lavender Project did an interview with Jewel. It's like an hour-long interview, and it's really like there's a lot of really cool information about her life in there. But the Jewel's Catch One documentary, it's really good. Check it out. But I think that so we wanted to do like a variation on it, but I think we should start with the bijou.
Yeah, we're gonna show you how to make a classic bijou, and then we're gonna do. This was a very last minute, like let's try something else. So we're still workshopping it, but I think it turned out pretty good. But first up, what is a bijou? It is equal parts gin, sweet vermouth, and green chartreuse with a couple dashes of orange bitters. stirred over ice. You know what I just realized? In the original, I would not make it this way, but the original Ada Coleman Hanky Panky, she shook it.
Oh, that's
She did
right.
shake
She
it.
did shake it. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I still am against shaking stirred drinks, but sorry, that was a weird interruption. I just in case someone wants to
No,
call
that's
me
okay.
out on that. Oh, right, you're right.
Right.
It was shaken.
So technically, you could shake a hanky
You can
panky.
shake a hanky panky. Sounds really nice.
I think maybe that's why she shook it, because it just sounds good to shake a hanky panky.
Yeah. Sorry, that was an aside, but this is stirred. And the reason it was called the bijou was because actually of the ingredients. The green chartreuse represented emeralds, the clear gin is like diamonds, and the sweet vermouth is like rubies because it's red. So just a bunch of jewels. And it's all equal parts. So I guess it kind of falls into like the same sort of Negroni family, where instead of your Campari component, you've got chartreuse. It's crazy once you start learning a lot of drinks, how many you realize are just, it's the same thing as something else with one alteration. And this is another one that falls into that. Like, you know, it gets heralded as one of those like classic great drinks, but it's a Negroni with a minus and a plus. That's it. And some bitters, but they're very similar.
Okay.
Taste-wise, not at all.
I'm excited.
I think it's really, it's cool to try drinks that are just so similar in ingredients, and like you change the proportions, you add some bitters, you take away some bitters, and it's just, you just get something completely different.
Cool.
So I'm putting it in that. Oh, that's my glass. We don't do that.
I'm just gonna put them so we don't get confused.
Not at all following my own rule. Just started with the most expensive ingredient.
Oh no!
That's fine. I won't mess it up.
I believe in you.
A little rusty. Haven't bartended for many months, except for around here. I don't know if this counts.
No, we're all bartenders.
I practice in my kitchen a lot at night.
Yeah. I've never had such a, I mean, you know, like not compared to yours, but I actually have like a bit of a home bar now. I have like a few things that I could make drinks with. It's never been my life before. I'm always like, I'll either, you know, if I am gonna have a cocktail, I'll go out, or, you know, or we make it here. But
well, you know, I think like, because I know so many people that have gotten into home bartending on this, and I was talking to another person in the industry the other day that was like seemed a little concerned about the idea that people have learned how to take care of themselves at home. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I think that's, yeah, once again, quality of life. Like, I want you to, I hope that there's more I have to offer you than the drink I can make you when you come to my bar. Like, I hope you're there because I can give you an ambiance and an experience and like, you know, companionship. Like, I hope there's other reasons you come out, but if you're on a budget or you just are, you know, like whatever, you want to have a night in, I think it's great that people have the tools to treat themselves. And I don't want anyone to feel like, well, it's not the same as if you happen at a bar. It is.
it's the same.
It's the same. Bloop, bloop.
Yeah. I mean, and for right now, it's much safer.
It's absolutely safer.
Yeah. Except for if you get, you know, you can get to-go cocktails if you're in a state that allows that.
Well, and I will say, like, I think that if you've ever wanted to try, like, especially like a lot of these bars that are doing to-go menus, the prices on their cocktails are really amazing. Because I mean, everybody understands, like, you're not paying to sit at a bar, you're not paying for the ambiance.
That was like ambulance.
Ambulance.
And ambiance. Don't pay for the ambulance.
No. But so they're understanding they got to bring the price point down, and like there's a very fancy like kind of speakeasy style cocktail bar in Greenpoint that is joined up with like a place that has vegan ramen, and they're offering their cocktails through that. And I got to try a cocktail that would usually cost me like twice as much, like, you know, double the amount for the same price. Like, so actually it's kind of a cool time to get to try some high-end cocktails for better price points at home.
Yeah.
They like sent the garnish and like its own little thing. It was so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So this is the bijou.
Yes.
You know, when you first told me that we were going to do a bijou, I thought that I saw the word. I mixed up the letters when I saw the word, and I thought you were suggesting that we make a bijou cocktail, and I was like, oh,
Whoa!
we've done that.
Yeah. You know my feelings on Baijiu. I like
It's
Baijiu.
great. It's great. It's just, you know, I put Baijiu and Malort in the same category now that I've had Malort.
I do too, and that is both in that like that's I love them because they have an opinion that not everybody agrees with. They have a statement that like not everybody's on board with, but you know like in small amounts. I love cocktails that just bring so much to the table with so little. Like I can take a fourth of an ounce of you, and that's all I need. That's it. Cheaper bottle cost. I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, small doses.
Right? Like you are amazing. You need a bit. All right. So there's our bijou. Now, as I was thinking, because you know, I like color a lot, and I think about color a lot. And the whole point of this drink is like it's color, but then I was like, well, the two main colors you're putting against each other are green and red.
So it makes brown.
It makes brown. It doesn't like come out like it's the jewel, and like you think it's gonna come out as like a really like stunning, but it's you know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still a delicious drink, but I feel like I've seen some that I don't. Maybe they're using because like sweet vermouth can sometimes be a lot paler. And I think people will seek out like paler sweet vermouths to use for this, so that it gets more of like a nice green hue.
Oh, so it'd be like an emerald.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but it doesn't. If you just use regular old sweet vermouth, it doesn't come out that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. All right. Yeah. Oh, you want to look at this? I'll pour the.
Oh, okay.
I'll pour these into. Or should I wash these? Or do you care?
Oh, I emptied mine. That's yours.
No, this one's mine.
Hold on, I'll get rid of that.
Yeah, get rid of that little.
That's
right. Okay. I don't know how this is happening, but I'm not spilling things. Yeah. That's for you. I guess before I pour anything, I should like talk about how I'm gonna spill it, and then I won't spill it. Is now maybe that's the trick. Because I was fully prepared to just have made a mess, and I didn't. Again.
You did a great job again.
Weird. It's so weird. Okay.
I wanna.
Are you gonna order food?
Oh no. I was gonna find the restaurant that Alex asked what bar was that, and I feel like I know the name, but I know it's in my search history. So, but I'm curious. Joe said it's 60% women per Thrillist.com. Are you talking about the like bartenders or bar ownership? Because there are a lot of bars that will hire women specifically to be more appealing. There was even I don't think it got off the ground, but there was even like a sports bar in Midtown that one of my buddies was interviewing at, and the idea was literally that women did the serving like behind the bar, but there was like secret men that made the cocktails, and I was like, what does that mean, and why is that happening?
Why? Why wouldn't
wasn't that long ago?
Why wouldn't they just make the cocktails? Secret men that make the cocktails?
Well, they're like behind, like the women stand up front and go like, "Here's your drink," and like then there's like a man behind her that actually made the drink, which is just I don't know.
Well, why wouldn't? I mean, yeah, okay. If you haven't listened to the episode yet, we do briefly talk about some of the reasons why women were, or the reason why the bar union said women weren't equipped to be behind the bar is because they were too emotional and temperamental.
Yeah, right.
And I also will say that I have met some cis male bartenders that are pretty temperamental. Just putting that out there. Not all of them.
Yeah.
I won't put anybody in a box, but if that is true, then if that's the reason.
Well, and then I don't know, like, because there's the part that's like having to de-escalate situations that like can't result to physicality because you're smaller is a really powerful tool, actually.
Yeah.
I have de-escalated situations that like it's like, oh, we're gonna fight. It's like, no, I'm literally just gonna like go to this drunk person and like treat them with like some kindness and some like modicum of
dignity.
respect. Like that's my go-to is like, I care about you so much that I'm not gonna give you another drink. I could take your money, I could take your tip, but I care about you, so I'm not going to. And it actually kind of works. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think like there's a and that's to like put like identities that are like more feminine, more masculine in boxes. They're not. But like it's just crazy to me that that would like get thrown around. It's like I think it's just a skill set, and sometimes dudes don't have them because they're not forced to develop them to be better at jobs.
Yeah, I think like one of the skill sets of bartending is people skills for sure, and like it doesn't gender or gender expression does not really like play into that. Like there's all different kinds of people of all different genders and gender expressions, but there's all different
Well, yeah, well,
like, that have different temperaments. Like
I don't think because ultimately gender just shouldn't come into the
No,
discussion
it just-
if you're
like,
qualified for a job.
no,
Like,
it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
But sometimes maybe those that are socialized as women have a lot more experience with being accommodating and having to accommodate people and having to de-escalate situations. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe.
De-escalation is a skill that everyone should get into.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, I always forget to slam it. Oh.
Yeah. You know what? I was kind of worried about the Bijou just looking at the. I know I'd had one long ago in my past, and for some reason in my mind it was too sweet. But I actually like this is nicely balanced. It definitely has that like it's. Some people think drinks are like too medicinal. It's that kind of old school style of like it's heavy on the herbal. It's like has a nice bitter backbone. It's a very like present flavor palette, but I do think it balances out really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I think a little bit of bitters go a long way too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is very herbal. Like it almost tastes like there's like a I get like a bitter tea kind of element. Now I'm trying to think of an herbal tea that actually describes that. But some teas are herbal and they're bitter.
It maybe tannins. There are tannins present here.
Words.
Well, that makes sense because we're dealing with sweet vermouth. That has tannins from it, from the wine. So
yeah. Nice. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really like it's definitely if you're somebody that doesn't like sweet drinks, I don't know. I still would give it a try because I don't like sweet drinks, but this balances out nice. It's actually very similar in this sense to the hanky panky in that the bitterness, the herbal bitterness finishes the drink. So that sweetness kind of hits your tongue and is really enjoyable, and then it kind of dries out on the finish. And that's really like when we talk about how we design cocktails, a lot of the times like that's the goal. Like you want people to taste sweet. Sweet opens up one whole part of your tongue, but often we want the finish to be bitter because that drying tannic quality, that feeling that you get when you have bitterness makes you salivate and it'll make you go back for another drink or if you're eating more food. So it's part of driving the experience is having that kind of bitter tannic finish on the end. It's the wine is very similar that way.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Nice.
What's going on in the comments? Anything fun?
Yeah. We've got some French debate. I love it. Alex said I had a cute ex-girlfriend who would say bijou when she wanted a kiss, so I always thought that meant that. And you folks have confirmed it. It also means kiss, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe. You know what? There's also a lot of French words that sound exactly the same and mean different things.
Yeah, the spelling, because it's the spelling I've seen for the bijou that I'm talking about is bijou. This has an X, but I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Were you the one that
Look it
showed
up.
me those French sentences that were just the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really fun, like somebody, I think it's a TikTok or something, but somebody made like a video of like all of these French words that sound exactly the same and mean different things and put them all in a sentence together. I explaining it right now is killing the joke, but trust me, it's fucking hilarious. I was trying to learn French for a little bit on Duolingo, and it's confusing because for that reason. Context is very, very important.
Yeah.
For example, there's a word that means lawyer that sounds just like the word that means avocado. So, yeah.
I have nothing but respect for both like natural French speakers and those that have learned the language, because I spent like a week in France many years ago, and I had like a phrase book that I thought was going to help me get around, and I like had an Italian phrase book, so I'd been in Italy before that, and that worked okay. Like, so I was like, well, I can figure it out. I can like figure out pronunciation. You cannot figure out pronunciation on the fly, and yeah, so it's a beautiful language, and not in any way like I just don't. Just nothing but respect for those that can learn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 60% women bartenders. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense, because that's especially there. Yeah, I've gone in for a lot of jobs that were like, oh, they only hire women bartenders, but owners is a completely management. That's a completely different thing. For
And
sure.
not that I'm not happy to hear that it's 60% like female bartenders. I think that's great, but I do think that there are a lot of bars that hire women for very specific reasons, and I don't love that. Like, I don't want to be hired because of my presentation, and I don't want to think, actually, more importantly, that my presentation is part of my ability to get a job. Which, to be real, as a non-binary person, that was something that was part of me having a hard time coming out for a long time. Was that part of my identity when I was supporting myself and working in bars? Was I got hired on my looks a lot, and like I was aware of that, and that's gross.
And like being
not cool.
like
Yeah,
feminine.
like just being super like femme and like sweet and cute and like dressing a certain way and having makeup on, like full face makeup every day. And at some point I just couldn't do it anymore. But I was aware that it was attached to my employability. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, your hireability.
Yeah,
for sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, the restaurant industry.
Oh, every industry.
Oh, industry.
All right. So we're going to make one fun little just kind of off the cuff iteration on the bijou. We're going to use that same balance, but we're going to sub in completely different ingredients. I guess what we landed on is just all different things, but the same notion to make something unique for
Jewel.
Yeah, we want to give her her own cocktail.
Yeah, because so we thought, we want to use the bijou as the base and then just like do something unexpected with it. Yeah.
So we're gonna make it a little bit like, I don't know, kind of like more summer friendly maybe.
Summer friendly.
Yeah. I'm gonna clean out our mixing glass real fast
and
get all of these, just move these real fast. Okay. The bulk of bottles that I slowly moved to the side.
Yeah, because some of them were over here and they're all
I just kept grabbing them.
Yes. Migrated over there. Well, I can put some of these back over here. I might mess up your order.
There's no order anymore.
Okay. There's just.
I used to have an order. Now it's just.
You need that. Do you need this one?
Yes, I need that.
I started grabbing the things that you need.
Yes. That's okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Wait, this is cold. Does this go in the fridge?
Oh, that goes in the fridge. That's my fridge.
It's okay. That's all right.
Those good. They can stay. That's fine. All right.
Thanksies.
Yeah. One day we'll do that. I know we talked about it doing a video about like a home bar setup, and I actually think I've got a pretty good one set up right now. But that's at least one small important thing is if you go to the trouble of buying like decent vermouths, put them in the fridge. Keep them in the fridge. They
Don't go
will.
bad.
They are not high enough alcohol content. Really, anything that's, I would say, like that's below 30% alcohol, you don't want to have on your shelf. So, keep your stuff fresh. Your vermouths, certain liqueurs sometimes are low. Certain aromatized wines like Lillet can be a little low sometimes. When it's sealed, when the bottle's sealed, that's fine. It can sit on the shelf. But once you open it, you wanna get it in the fridge.
Just put it in the fridge.
Really, I should store my sherry in the fridge too. Sherry, port, vermouths. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Speaking of sherry, I love sherry, so I love an excuse to use sherry. We like that formula for the bijou. As we looked into alterations, it's just such a standard recipe that equal parts with a gin, a bitter, and a sweet component. That there are a lot of drinks that are made very close to that. So we tried to make something new. Somebody has definitely done it out there in the world, but at least
Sure.
not to like great fame. So hopefully we've made something unique enough.
Yes. Hopefully you've never had it before.
So what we're gonna do is, in place of the gin, we're gonna use aquavit. We've talked about before. It has a super strong herbal anisey quality to it. In place of the green chartreuse, we're gonna use yellow chartreuse, which is a little lighter. And in place of the this is the real curveball. In place of the vermouth, we're going to use Fino sherry. So Fino is a very dry sherry. What I'm hoping to get out of this are some really nice bright toasted caramel nutty notes, but not a lot of sugar. And we are going to stick to the orange bitters. So it'll be equal parts 1-1-1, a couple dashes of bitters. You can do a lemon twist. See how it comes out.
Yes. Exciting.
Yeah, I just wanted to get I don't know, I wanted something that wasn't too definitely not sweet, definitely a little funky, unique. Does the amazing woman we're talking about justice. So
Yes. I think that's good.
also it's just 3 of my favorite ingredients in glass. So there's that.
Yeah, those are really good ingredients. I like yellow chartreuse.
I know part of the reason I prefer yellow chartreuse is as a bartender, it's just more affordable to mix with. Mixing with green chartreuse to a certain point feels a bit like a sin. But also it's just yellow chartreuse it kind of brings the same elements, but it's not as assertive. And so when you're talking about mixing, in a lot of ways you want that.
Yes. So it blends harmoniously.
Yeah, it's a lot more agreeable in a drink. Green chartreuse likes to be a bit more assertive. I love green chartreuse.
Green chartreuse says, "I'm the star."
Yellow chartreuse is
I'll support.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Just, part of it too. Now I know the original plan for the bijou is that everything has relation a gem related to it, but I don't know what's yellow. What is yellow? Topaz? What's yellow?
Yeah.
What's a yellow
Topaz. I mean, Topaz is the one that I think of because of Steven Universe.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's that. Fino sherry is kind of brown. I don't know it's a precious jewel. It's like burnt umber.
Burnt umber, amber or tiger's eye.
Oh wow.
Tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye. All right. And then the aquavit can be the diamond, just like the gin is in the bijou.
Yes.
So all right.
I think aquavit is more of a diamond than. Yeah, I think so.
It's also aquavit just has the basis of the name is the best just the stuff of life.
Stuff of life. Yes. Or it could be quartz.
Oh yeah.
Quartz has more mystical properties than diamonds do. Diamonds are just diamonds are a completely inflated precious stone.
Ooh.
They're not actually
Okay.
Diamonds aren't rare at all.
Well, then maybe quartz is better, because I think then they all have kind of cool mystical properties.
Yeah,
right?
I like
Yeah.
that. We're
All
making, we're making a jewel that's also a gem. Ooh, yeah.
And making some more hanky panky in the magic sense.
Oh, yes, that's true. Oh, it's coming full circle.
Full
Look
circle.
at that. Yeah. Yes. Oh, citrine. Citrine is a cool yellow stone. Yes.
Okay.
There's a type of opal called boulder opal that's brown. Ooh, that sounds good too.
Well, I do like I will say, like, I like the color, at least, of this drink. It comes out as just a bright,
This looks more like a jewel to me.
it's very yellow.
Very yellow. It's very bright.
If you hadn't noticed my wall, I'm a very big fan of yellow.
Yes. I love yellow. Nice. This is looking very pretty. Yeah.
So here we go. Here's our, I guess we're just going to name it after the bar, right? The Jules
Yeah. Jules Catch One.
Here you go. All right.
Beautiful.
Really nice color.
I want to smell it. I'm not going to taste it. It smells really nice.
I'm very excited about this.
Oh, I still didn't spill. Nope. Oh, I should give myself a new guy. A new guy. Yeah, I just
Get
wanted
more,
my
add more.
garnish.
I
just
always
wanted
love
a
more.
garnish.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. Mmm.
I dig this. It's very herbal. It's very kind of grassy. Like,
Yeah, it's very bright
yeah.
and still has like a lot of depth to it. It's like, yeah. It's still, you know what? I like that it still has kind of the medicinal quality that you were talking about, but it's like the citrus and I think the aquavit really brightens it up.
Yeah. And that pheno is sort of our like stand-in like bitter grounding note, but pheno, even though it does have like a bitter taste to it, sherry does. It's not very intense. It's like as much as you would say like an almond is bitter.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
yeah.
I get that.
So it's a very light like almondy bitterness that you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of like if you think of like the white Negroni to a regular Negroni, this is sort of like a light bijou to a regular bijou.
Yeah.
This is just a very light, summery alternative.
I love
I
it.
dig it.
Yeah. So this is the Jules Catch One. Yeah.
Yay. Well, all right. Well, so those are our cocktails for the evening. Obviously, we'll give you the recipes down below after it goes live. After we publish the episode, we'll add in the
We'll
recipes.
let you know
Yes.
what those recipes are.
But now is the time. Anyone that's still with us in the chat, if you want to ask any questions, barge any questions, how are we doing, whatever, complain about people not wearing masks, we're here for you. So,
Yeah. Your mom said that tannins taste like weed.
Well, I won't expose anything about my mother, but I am aware that she knows what weed tastes like. So
Tastes like is also a very, because yeah.
weed has tannins.
Yeah, definitely.
There's
if
a
you
really
consume something that has weed in it, you taste that for sure.
if you've ever had the 6 Point does I think it's just called resin. It's a beer style that they use like a very specific hops, and they also use like some component of in the like the weed family, like some product they're allowed to use legally, but they have specifically that tannic quality you get from weed. They try to put into beer.
Yeah, I think it's hemp.
Well,
Like, because I've had like hemp is a really you can like a lot of that's very high in protein, I guess, like hemp seeds particularly, and they're very bitter and they have like a lot of that tannin quality. I had hemp seeds that because like at one point I was like, I'm gonna get flax seeds and chia seeds and all the seeds, and I had like just a very small bag of hemp seeds, and they were kind of hard to get through because they're very bitter. They're very like they taste very herbal, but like just like very bitter. And they also are like, they're like hollow on the inside. So they're like kind of crunchy and like they kind of pop.
Probably be really good for like actually making a bitter with. I'm sure there are hint bitters out there, but you could make those.
That would be a great idea. I'd be interested in trying that.
Maybe next April. You know what I'm saying? We'll make some hint bitters.
I see that. Yeah, you can get them at TJ Maxx though. They don't have any THC in them.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's non-psychosomatic. That's not the word.
Non-psychoactive.
Non-psychoactive.
There you go.
Yeah. Hemp. German. Yeah.
Is that? That is a chipmunk coffee cup. Yes.
Oh.
That's Chip. I have Dale, but I'm the only one that's allowed to drink out of Dale.
Why didn't you pour your?
Dale is dirty because I drank coffee out of Dale this morning.
Dale is dirty.
Dale is in the dishwasher because
he's a dirty chicken.
I literally bought both the Chip and Dale mug. It was actually in Tokyo Disney that I got these a few years ago when I was there, and I bought the Dale knowing that I would drink out of the Dale, and I bought the Chippy, and this is for when I have a friend.
That's why you get it.
Yeah, you get it.
Is that an accent wall of yellow or a whole room of it?
Oh, it's an accent wall.
It's an accent wall, and it's very nice. We like it a lot. Oh, but there's also, and there's many accent walls in here.
There's that's how this apartment's not big, but I wanted to separate the spaces, and so there's just kind of different colors for like every area of the really cool. Just long hallway that is my apartment.
I like it a lot. So like the kitchen area, because there's this accent wall, and then on the other side there's like a border that's also this color yellow, and then the living room area is like a, what would you call that? Melon? Salmon?
Coral. Yeah. Coral. Well, I guess salmon maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That was one thing that I did do with my quarantine is like I got a lot of very cheap frames. Like I got a lot of art from independent artists on Etsy. Like my walls were already like painted, but like then also like put artwork up. Like I don't know. I think like investing in your aesthetic space cheaply, but like it's a very rewarding. You get immense returns from being able to wake up and see colors that you like. Or maybe I'm just a weirdo, but I know I'm like that. I need to wake up and be like, everything's pretty. I can function.
Yeah.
Like I can't go to bed at night if things are messy. I need everything to be in its place so I can wake up and things are nice. Yeah. And this is all part of it. Very sure. Aesthetic existence.
Dirty Dale sounds like a crime podcast title.
Dirty Dale sounds like a good cocktail too.
Oh my God, yes.
Something really nutty, like
ooh.
Yeah, like I would love to take, because so many ingredients. I actually really love, like I love amaretto, I love frangelico. They often just get put in coffee. I would love to take a traditionally like nutty liqueur and put them in something that's kind of like aggressively bitter. And that could be a Dirty Dale. And like even if you mix it with some salinity, like add some like either like a salt solution or just straight up like an olive component, like figure out how to make that work, because those actually would work together. But Dirty Dale could be a drink too.
Definitely. Alex, I humbly request that you make an Animal Crossing Island Juice themed drink.
I think that would be great. Similar to the Shira episode where we like thought about the drinks that people would make. I think like an Animal Crossing cocktail, at least a video would be really, really cool. I don't know.
Never played Animal Crossing.
That's fine. You can join my island. I've also hit that wall where I don't check in more than like twice a week, and my animals all ask me if I'm okay. But you can play on my Switch.
Okay. I guess we'll have an Animal Crossing day.
I think that would be fun. And like even if it's just an additional video, because I will say I've got a lot of my little animals that like to relax on the beach with a peach juice, which I'm like, that's not peach juice.
No.
I'm looking at you, Sherry the monkey. I know it. I know what's in that glass. You start dancing and singing to the moon after you have that. I know what's going on.
Okay, I need to play Animal
You
Crossing.
would love Animal
I
Crossing.
have no idea what's going on, but I'm excited. Oh shit! Schmanners did an Animal Crossing episode.
Oh, really?
I did not know. I'll have to talk to them and see what they're up to. I need to catch up on my sister's podcast. It's embarrassing that I am not caught up, but Animal Crossing would be a cool thing to do pairing drinks with, or at least like just like a little thing. There's also somebody messaged us on Patreon suggesting that we do the next, like, in the same format that we did She-Ra, to do Avatar.
Oh, I think that would be great. I'm actually so I watched some Avatar when it was coming out, but I'm actually now making it through like properly.
I just finished it.
Oh, really?
Well, I just finished The Last Airbender. I haven't watched any of The Legend of Korra, which I would want to watch, but it's not really available.
Oh, well, I thought it was. When did I watch it?
You watched it somewhere?
Well, because
Tell me when it's available, guys.
I don't know. I watched
I couldn't.
I
find
made
it.
the jump of I watched an Avatar. I never really got into it, and then people told me that Legend of Korra was gay, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it, and I did.
Okay.
But this was a
Is it
couple
gay?
years ago. I like it. Don't watch it for that. It's one of those where it's
It's
like
gay adjacent.
they give us a little bit at the end. I don't know. After we've been given like decent helpings of like Steven Universe and Adventure Time and She-Ra, it's a little bit of a hard. I'm not saying these shows are bad. I'm saying these shows are great, but like it's hard to look back on the things that gave us like a little bit of like, oh, it's a little gay. Like it's like, oh, but you could have gone further, or you could have had that as a story point early on. So that's fine. I'm not judging any of it, but I wouldn't go specifically compared to where you can find like the gay concentration in other forms of media. Yeah, it's also just good, but
Yeah. I can. Yeah. Oh. Mary's got Aquavit. Mary's got bitters. Mary's liquor cabinet is talking. Talk to us, Mary. What's going on? Yes. Riley thinks it's a Bloody Mary.
Oh, I love this idea of what Caleb just proposed, that red drinks achieve vodka rocks. I would agree with that. I love the idea of like what the Islanders drink.
I have no idea.
Because I spent like a lot of time looking at what Isabel, like what's in her glass. Because it's definitely like, you'd think they would put a glass of coffee next to her or something, but they clearly put a glass with ice in it and it looks like red. I know Isabel likes whiskey. Like she's made commercials in Japan for whiskey. But I still argue that it might be a Bloody Mary, or it might be a Bloody Mary with whiskey in it. But I think she's got it's very red. So I don't know. I would love to like get into this, because at the end of the day, whatever, Isabel knows good liquor. We know that.
Wait, this is an Animal Crossing?
This is like a cute little puppy, yes.
They're actually drinking drinks?
No, but like every day you get your morning announcements that you sign in, and Isabel is this cute little dog that like gives you your announcements. And next to her, she's got a glass that like, it's like a little rocks glass with like something red that's kind of opaque with ice in it. And they did like other campaigns like in Japan outside of this with Isabel like selling like whiskey. So we're talking about drinking whiskey, like
damn.
So we know that it's canon that Isabel likes whiskey, and I just think it's a great idea. Like, because there are characters that come to your island and they're always there. That would be, that would be the setup. Like, what does everybody drink?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Legend of Korra is on Amazon for $15 a season. I don't know if I want to give Amazon my money, but
yeah,
I can wait it out. I can figure it out.
I'm the one that said that Isabel drinks Bloody Marys. Mom, it was me.
Tay said it.
The one that makes them for a living.
I love Bloody Marys, man.
I just drink. I mean, I have V8 in my fridge right now. I just drink V8 on its own. But like, I just like tomato. I just want tomato to have a better place in the drink making field overall. Like tomato cocktails, I love. Tomato on its own, I love. I don't think that tomato should be relegated to the Bloody Mary as the only way it shows up in cocktail culture. How do we do an entire episode about how I want to defend the tomato? I don't know, but
We could do,
figure it out.
we'll see. Well, maybe we'll do the history of the tomatoes in cocktail. The history of tomatoes in
It's a very short
cocktails.
history.
It's Bloody Marys and
Japan does it all the time.
Japan.
That's it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love tomatoes. I used to not like tomatoes, but I liked ketchup.
What?
And now I don't really like ketchup, but I like tomatoes.
Yeah.
Didn't need to tell you that, but I really need to play Animal Crossing. I'm like, who the
I
fuck
think you
is
would
Tom
like it.
Nook?
Tom Nook actually, this is a fun fact for anybody watching. Tom Nook has the same birthday as my father, Tom
They
Sproul.
have birthdays?
Yeah, everybody has a birthday. There's a birthday for you have an Animal Crossing character that was born on your birthday. Everybody does. Mine is Puddles. She's a pink frog. She's cute. But yeah, my dad is born on the same day as Tom Nook, and I just want to figure out how to sneak my dad into Tom Nook cosplay. I don't know how to do that. I also think Mom could be a really good Isabella as companion, but that's just me. That's just the way my mind works. You should. My mom's here in the chat. You should put pressure on her to do that. Any other booze related questions while Liz is looking up the birthday character on Animal Crossing.
Nibbles the squirrel.
Nibbles the squirrel. Oh, and Pascal.
In Pascal.
You have Pascal? Oh yeah.
Who's Pascal?
Pascal's the otter.
He's an otter. He's a red otter with a hat.
Otter. Pascal's the one that just. I mean, he's the one that's. There was an event that just started for him where he comes and lets you get shells and stuff. Pascal's a cool character, but I don't know. I don't know about your squirrel. I don't know Nibbles. I will say this is my first Animal Crossing game.
Ooh, Nibbles looks kind of scary.
Oh, Nibbles is Peppy. She's Peppy.
She's Peppy.
Well,
she can juggle. She's a journalist. She likes mocha. And her style is cute.
but your birthday is soon.
Yeah, it is.
What are you gonna do for your birthday, Liz?
I have no idea.
Your birthday is gonna be the next time we record.
No, it's Sunday. We don't.
No, but I mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you
I guess
have
we'll
a birthday
we'll
coming
have
up.
A new birthday. No, yeah, no. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll talk about when we record next.
All right.
Because we would record. We usually our old day was Mondays, but now it's a day of the week, which is fine. That's what we're doing now.
Well, your birthday is a week from tomorrow.
Yes. I don't know what to do because I want to go to the beach, but I don't want to tell a bunch of people that they have to come to the beach and maybe be unsafe,
But we can have a live stream that celebrates you. No, that sounds terrible. That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a super bad idea. Did I have a super bad idea? It's possible. I have them all the time.
Oh my god. We will have a live stream that will be around my birthday. I would rather it not be about my birthday because that's how I feel about my birthday. But
they don't want a bunch of people just being
they can tell me happy birthday. They can tell me happy birthday.
Okay. All right. Well, we will have a very casual live stream next week. We're very casually, just super whatever, not a big deal, but who knows? You can tell Liz happy birthday.
Yeah. I like Pascal.
Okay. I like
Pascal.
Pascal.
Say anything about him.
Pascal's the one that lets you swim.
Why doesn't he have all this personality?
Well, he's he's a character that comes in he's not a character.
He's a philosophical nomad.
Sounds like you.
Am I a philosophical nomad?
Well, you're philosophical.
I
don't think that's wrong.
All right. What cocktail is best with cannabis? I'm not going in order. I just saw that question.
Who asked that?
Michael.
Well, it depends. What do you mean? Are Are you
Are you-
smoking? Are you
Are
using
you
it as an
pairing
ingredient?
it with cannabis?
Because you can
or-
actually make very good cannabis syrup. Like this is an infusion or
Oh,
cannabis infused
yeah.
liqueur. It does add a staunchly bitter note to it. So in that case, I would use it like with something that's bitter and herbal. But I mean, it kind of depends on how you're enjoying it. If you are getting high and then having a cocktail,
alcoholic milkshake.
yeah, because you want something that's like filling, but also
Yeah.
no, that's wrong.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, no, I was like, I've been at bars that have like try to like flavor balance and mix with cannabis infused ingredients, and that's cool. But like, if we're just talking about what do you want to drink when you're also super high, I actually agree with you. Like, probably something that's tasty.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on what you're putting it in, and I think that you can infuse it. You can make syrups. You can make tinctures. So however you're using it. I mean, even as a tincture, it adds a bitter element, so I would treat it as bitters. In that case, you could make like, I don't know, anywhere you can put bitters, you could put a cannabis bitter.
You could. It's gonna be stanky.
That's true. That's true.
It'll be strong.
It will be strong.
Oh, Legend of Korra is also on CBS streaming. Okay, I could maybe get a short subscription just to CBS and binge it. I can do that. Okay. The devil's lettuce and pecan pie are the best things ever. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yes. There's a shirt of some kind.
Oh
Somebody's
no,
talking
Tom
about a
Nook shirt. Yes, I want to buy that. The Tom Nook shirt. I
Oh.
agree with you.
Okay, cool. Mary.
Mom, you can't be Chip and Dale. Everybody is one or the other. That's how it works. Or you're a gadget. I just can't transcend that high.
Ooh. On Daily Motion. Okay. I'll look at Daily Motion.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Joe asked, what do I want for my birthday? I want you to donate to Black Lives Matter or the Ochre Project for my birthday. Ooh, purple? Wait, what are we talking about? Purple. I'm lost in the chat now. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, okay.
But-
All right.
Your apartment is a visual feast. Yeah,
It is.
it sure is.
It is. It's a love color.
Yes.
Well, all right.
Well, this was fun. Pecan pie is good.
I used to make this was back before I was vegan, but it was when I was also able to go home for Thanksgiving. In the past couple of years, I've only been able to go home for Christmas just because work. But I would always make pecan pie, and I would soak the pecans in whiskey, and then like use the leftover whiskey to make really good old fashions, but then also make the pecan pie into kind of like a Sazerac. Like I would add I think you could find something there because there you add like a absinthe rinse, but I think you could work with it if like pecan pie, like using like pecan infused whiskey and like use a tincture as your bitters, like use like a maple syrup. You could make a really cool like get you messed up and feel warm inside, like old fashioned with like a tincture and like some pecan infused whiskey and like a demerara or a maple syrup.
Yeah, that'd be great for the fall or the
And some
winter.
absinthe, yeah.
Ooh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, that would be like I never made this connection between pecan pie and cannabis, but if that's a thing, then that's where I would take it. I would use it as your bittering agent in an old fashioned like that.
I like key lime pie. That's a completely opposite direction.
Like key lime pie? What was key lime pie brought into this?
I would pie. Just pie. Sorry.
That's a whole other pie,
I
dude.
know. It's
All right.
just
All right.
Completely. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm
all
just
right.
thinking about pie now.
Everybody's always thinking about pie with at least 10% of their brain. That's what I think.
Is that a fact?
I think it's a fact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Really?
I am.
Yes. But that sounds like ooh. Not right now.
Oh. You got some super peaty whiskey soaking some beacons and that sounds perfect. Yeah, I mean honestly, like it's I love like soaking either like fruit or nuts or even vegetables like in liquor because it's kind of a 2-for-1. The liquor takes on the components of the fruit or nuts or liquor, and then the obviously the solids take on the liquor. So you kind of can cook with both. Like they exchange flavors. And I think that nothing goes to waste. I mean, I still have many episodes ago we made some like Jamaican rum soaked strawberries that we dipped in chocolate for our Valentine's Day.
Yes.
I still have on my shelf the same bottle of Jamaican rum that I siphoned off the strawberries. So now this is strawberry infused Jamaican rum.
We've got to bring that back.
This has been my favorite thing. Like I just mix this into random things. There's no point, but like I put this in some random things. I'm like, oh shit, it's great. So like anytime you're infusing with something that you can use for baking, it's great because you're getting like double use. Like your berries or your nuts or your fruit or whatever is imparting to liquor, but your liquor is also imparting to your solids. And bake with your solids, mix with your liquids. Yeah, just experiment with that.
Yes, amazing.
I love that stuff.
Sounds
for a while, even like as weird as I don't know if you listened to our milk punch episode, but there was like a while at our bar where we experimented with like when you make milk punch, you end up with these super boozy curds like on your nest. Yeah. And so we harvested all the curds before they started to like mold, like when they were fresh, and we piped them into donuts.
What?
So it was just like alcoholic, like rum and whiskey and pineapple and anise infused curd. What? That we piped into donuts, and they were amazing.
Oh my God.
It was like too finicky of a thing to like produce like for the restaurant, but as a thing that we did for like the closing crew, like late at night, it was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right.
A honeydew pie. Yeah.
Oh,
you made something with the fruit left over from your shrub. That's so cool.
Nice. Yes.
That sounds cool. I like the resourceful. I like using all your stuff.
Well, and Drew, to answer your question, when it comes to infusing, you kind of want to think about what your point of the infusion is. Because some like high alcohol, like low other stuff, low ester liquors will be better if you're just trying to capture one specific taste. Like that's why we use Everclear or just pure grain alcohol for bitters. It's because we're just trying to get the flavors from the elements we're adding into it. We're not trying to have any other third parties enter in. And there's also an extract factor. Higher alcohol extracts faster and more like more consistently. Mm. So you kind of have to think about what you want, but I will say that like infusing higher quality liquors or even like just better stuff that's not just meant to taste like nothing. There's always gain to that. Like that's a whole other area of I think bartending. And to me, it's more interesting. I like more the idea of adding a flavor element to like a middle shelf liquor to make it specifically for a drink. Because with super low shelf, you're dealing with a lot of additives like sugars that you can't control. With high end, there's a certain amount of like, I shouldn't have to add anything to this, and maybe I'm adding something that like is going to disrespect the liquor. I think that kind of sweet spot of like the mid shelf is where you want to do your infusions, but that depends. Like I said, like if you're doing bitters, if you just want something to taste like, I don't know, if you just want something to taste like lavender, buying like an Everclear and infusing it with lavender, you're going to get a lavender bitter. That's great. That's all you want. Mm-hmm. But if you want like lavender gin, I would buy a good gin. I would buy a gin that will come back and like, because you're not gonna like the difference is like for that lavender bitter, you're gonna strain out the lavender, you're using a small proportion to just prevent present the lavender element. If you're gonna want like a lavender gin as the base for a cocktail, a lot of that drink is still going to be the gin that you want to be of quality.
Okay.
So I would base it off what your goal is.
All right. Follow-up question to that. When you're selecting that gin, I mean, a lot of really like high quality gins already have a lot of botanical elements to it. So would you try to find something that had less botanicals in it to kind of highlight the lavender, or would you just go for a floral gin that like was going to complement the lavender?
I think I mean, ultimately depends on what your goal is, but I would probably tend towards like a dry gin.
Okay.
That doesn't have a ton of other like herbal elements. It kind of sticks to like the classic components of just like citrus peels and juniper. Like I want something that's going to have a bit more of the bittering elements, so that'll take over. And that's also going to be cheaper on the price point, because a lot of those gins that specialize in like those heavy herbal profiles, so we're talking like Hendrix or like things that like cost a little bit more. So I mean, ultimately I think I've seen people make amazing things with very cheap products and honestly fuck up very expensive products with infusions. I think it's ultimately about thinking about what your goal is. If your goal is to put 2 ounces of something in a drink, no matter like that, whatever that is has to be good. Whatever you're infusing on top of it is one thing, but you want you want the quality there. You want like the right ingredients. You want like, you don't want like processed sugars. You don't want additives that you don't know. But if your goal is to make a bitter, use something cheap. Like, if it's a half ounce in inclusion, use something cheap. Use something that doesn't bring a lot to the table, so you just get the element. So infusions can be tricky because it's the difference, I guess, between adding a layer onto something you already enjoy versus creating an entire identity around something that's just like a product for use. So think about it that way, maybe.
Okay.
Like I like one of my jobs at a bar many years ago was to make toasted walnut infused Campari, and that was a lot to wrap my brain around because Campari is kind of an expensive ingredient. It has a lot of respect to it, but the toasted walnut did add something to it that then worked really well in a cocktail. But infusing Campari seems a little bit like what are you doing? There's so much going on in Campari anyway.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on what your goal is for an infusion.
Cool.
I think I just went on a lot, but I hope
that was good info. I like that. Cool. Yes. Infuse it with ham.
If you want to make rum ham, I want to make rum ham.
Do you?
No, I don't even want ham, but like
you just want the rum with the ham taste.
Just in out of my love of It's Always Sunny. I don't know if It's Always Sunny is okay for everybody, but I don't know.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
I love that show deeply. I would figure out how to make a ham essence that I think there's not rum ham, but there is definitely the like the Pachuga mezcals that we talked about that infuse whole like chicken breasts, some of them porks. Like there's like super high end like pork cuts that have been infused into mezcal in the past. So there is like neat liquor out there.
Right.
If you want to seek it out.
Yeah. I've never tried one of those. I'm interested though.
Well,
I'm interested.
All right. Okay. Well, if y'all have no further questions, other than Animal Crossing discussion, which is great, but we'll definitely we're gonna bank a few serious episodes, and then I like the format of like doing the
yeah.
We'll definitely come back to that, and
we'll do that.
I'm gonna make Liz play Animal Crossing on my Switch, so they'll get that experience. Thank you for and milk steak, yes. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, listen to the episode. If not, if you haven't gotten a chance, it's really okay. But I'm really specifically proud of this one. I think it's cool to talk about historical figures that don't get the respect and the reverence they deserve. So it's cool, and it's also part of blues history. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, and yeah, we'll leave this up. We'll put the description, we'll put the recipes in the description. We'll update all our videos to have the recipes in there. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
All right, I've been Taylor Smurl,
And I've been Liz June.
and this has been
Me.
Good night, Mom. I love you, Mom. Mom's
Night.
still there. I think out there.
Go.
Also, all the rest of you, you're just not my mom.
Good night to you too.
Good
but
night
you're
to
not.
you too, people that are not my mom.